Welcome to Poundland to Paradise, your monthly guide to all things Walsall FC. I'm Sadler out, he's Sadler out, we're all Sadler out. Let's get into February 2026 for your team, the Super Sadlers. So, Joe, how you been and how you feeling about the season?
The whole season.
Yeah. How are things going, would you say, for Walsall FC? That's what it says here.
We had a sharp
show
incline.
about Walsall FC. What do you think about that?
I'd say we had a sharp. The graph shows that we went up quite fast and quite sharply.
Okay, that
and
sounds
now we're
good.
on kind of like a big dip down, you know what I mean?
Oh, no. All right, well, that don't sound as good.
We sit in 10th place after a pretty shocking February.
Oof.
With one ray of hope at the end of the month. And I don't know what else to say.
Well, you say shocking, but I haven't got the dictionary in front of me, but I think the shocking is like means something that took you by surprise. We'll get on to that, to what extent this month took us by surprise. We'll get to that, don't worry, lads. Not going to spend all day talking about how class I am, except I am. Anyway, results for February. So, 3rd of February, we went away to Bristol Rovers. 2-0 loss.
Oh, God.
Battered by relegation fodder.
Yeah.
It should have been more, by the way, and we had a couple of pot
Should
shots from
definitely been
distance from Carnu and I think maybe Lakin or someone else at
Yeah.
Pass or something. But other than that, we got bad and should have been way more than 2.
Yeah, Roberts kind of saved us in that one, which is, dreadful.
Good start, though.
When you think about it, our away form is way better than our home form, so we've really got to be winning these, but yeah.
Good start to the month. Fair play to those boys who made that trip. They must have absolutely loved it.
Oh, God.
7th of Feb, back home against Barnet, mighty Barnet. 3-1 loss. Carnu scored from a defensive mix-up, so that was our only goal, was because they had a mare.
Yeah.
Other than that, battered again.
That's what I mean. A 2-goal, what's it called? A 2-goal battering by 2 goals. And yeah, like you say, that goal was literally just from a mistake, which to me seems like Sadler's tactics are, let's wait for them to make a mistake and then hopefully we can score. That seems like his tactic.
It's pretty good. Pretty good
I
one.
really hate it. So.
It's working well. Then we were meant to play those Salfordians, but it got postponed because they were in the FA Cup, I think. So then we had quite a big break. Came back on the 18th of February. In my opinion, a little bit improved. Maybe Sadler had a little bit of time to have a think. Maybe they actually did a bit of training, not just on, who can kick the ball the hardest and how far.
Hardest and highest in the air. And aim for the big guy.
They might have done a couple of rondos maybe, because against Grimsby away, got a 2-2 draw. And it was actually one of them ones where you feel sorry for them because they actually did play quite well. Really good first half.
Definitely.
Then Roberts got sent off, which I thought was really soft. There were 2 covering defenders. I don't think it was dangerous at all, but whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And then in the end, fucking Cook, who is just...
Oh, God.
I don't want to say anything. Let's just say the things I want to say are the kind of things that, like, they have rules for
cancelled.
Let's put it that way. That's the easiest. You know what it... let's just say if I was honest, I'd probably have a visit.
And I'm sure you don't as a Walsall fan listening to this.
But Priestley scored and Presley scored. And we got a 2-2 draw, despite being down to 10 men for half the game.
Yeah. And
I think, like I said, the first half, when it was just a normal game, we actually played the ball on the ground and played quite well.
Yeah, I think it's a good result overall. Obviously, February as a whole is pretty terrible, but that you kind of go to Grimsby, point away is not too bad, really. Couple goals,
and especially considering
the sending off of our class goalkeeper,
So all in all, it's a good point, and it's a good result, and more importantly, a good performance. Actually.
And they played well, exactly. They played proper. They played football. You know what I mean?
That's what gives me more heart. I wouldn't have necessarily cared if they just dug deep and hung on, and they got a goal from a corner, or whatever. It's the fact that until Roberts got sent off, we actually looked like a different team who could play football, 100%. And that was very pleasing.
Yeah.
However, Sadler must have thought, God, lads, that was atrocious. Stop
What are
doing
you
that.
doing that? The ball's on the floor all the
It's
time.
on the 23rd. We had MK at home, which obviously, a blind man could know going in we were going to get absolutely bad. And we did.
Yeah.
Predictably, they looked like they were 2 tiers above.
Yeah, they didn't look like they broke a sweat really
They
or
were
got
just
into gear. Like
passing the ball around as all they wanted. We were doing our usual hoof depression.
I think the second half was slightly better, but
Yeah,
nowhere
that's
near
right, actually.
good enough. Yeah,
We had our
do
normal thing
anything.
about 60, 70 minutes where we had to go. Actually, no, we had to go from like sort of when the second half started till about 65 minutes. Then
Till about 65,
where we passed the
yeah.
ball around a little bit. We were saying we think maybe
Clark
the
went
inmates had rebelled or something.
Yeah, we were screaming at them, just put it on the floor, and I feel like they actually listened. Loads of people around us were like, just get it down.
And they passed
feel
the
like they
ball.
did,
They
like, it's
created some
mental.
chances. It was quite nice.
We're now the manager. Everyone listening, all the fans. So let's just play that position.
But then there must
and
have
just
been another
start
one of
shouting
their,
tactics out.
these modern breaks that every fan despises now, where they go over and all have a drink because someone's pretending to be injured. They must have had one of them so Sadler could go, stop what you're doing now.
Stop
I know
it.
you think you're going to rebel.
It's when
you will
Clark
not
got sent
rebel
off.
against me.
Oh my god, it's literally what happened because that's when Clark got
He
sent
come
off. They had a
with the,
water break thing.
Injury, which to be fair, in that case did
Oh
seem
my
like
God.
legitimate.
Well, yeah, of course.
So
but
then they went over, they had a
went
chat,
over
and
and
Sadler
he's like,
said,
"Bro."
what are you doing? Stop passing and that.
We've
What
got
the
loads
shit
of
are you
possession
doing?
in this first bit of the second half. I
This is
don't
a
like it. I
disgrace.
don't like
Stop
it.
it.
Get it in the air.
Even the first half was bad enough because we saw at half time in the bar that we had 40% possession. Sadler must have been pulling his hair out.
Yeah.
And then as we come out in the second half, the lad started trying again and he's like, stop doing that now.
Stop playing football.
So after that, we
Sadler
slumped to our 2-0 loss. They got a second and that I think was the last straw for many. We've had this conversation now all of the second half of last season. We've had it for months on this podcast since November that we are, I know I can definitely say for myself, I go very early on it and it takes a lot of other fans a long time, which is fair enough.
Took me longer, yeah.
To get there. I think even at this point, you've got the day tripping, happy clapping, Dorothy's booing. I mean, it was just the boos
definitely.
were raining down.
Yeah, it was.
You listened to the phone in. You jumped on
yeah.
WM, didn't you?
I even had to jump on WM. It was, what I mean? I never get the urge to go on there, but I had to put my 2 pence in because bloody hell.
Let's just say
It's
again,
awful.
some of the punditry on WM was troubling to a lot of fans.
Yeah.
Some of us found it to be absolutely, it's just like North Korea-esque. I mean, honestly, Jesus.
Gonna say.
The levels of playing defense for Sadler. So you felt
Yeah.
compelled to call in and say your piece. Everyone else did.
Yeah.
You look at Twitter and even the most level-headed, even the we don't claim on this podcast to be, the level-headed journo types or whatever. We're just telling it like it is. If anything,
As fans,
I'm probably one of the most reactionary ones. I don't care, whatever. I'd say what I think.
Yeah.
But even the ones that are really nice and chill and just try and keep it level-headed, they were like, it's got to be the end. How is he here? It's come too far. But it wasn't the end. Mighty Matty remains. And he took us away to Shrewsbury to play his old team on the 28th.
Oh, yeah.
Which was just the other day, where we won 2-1. A double from Priestley, which means he scored 3 of our 4 goals for the month. And we'll come on to Priestley in a minute because he's had a month, bro.
Yeah, he's gone from 0 to hero. Bro.
Holy something.
I'm not going to lie.
But he scores a goal, then he gives away a free kick just outside the box, which we lose a goal to. Then he scores another, and then he nearly gives away another goal when he boots the ball off one of their strikers and it nearly goes in.
Oh my God.
So,
I didn't even see that.
Nearly, but they had a
Jesus.
man sent off.
Yeah,
Not that necessarily they played that well. I think we would have won anyway. We deserved to win. Away end was packed
Definitely.
with our boys, which is good.
And
it's a 2-1 win.
That's mad days.
And against the informed team in the league.
Yeah, 5 wins in a row.
I know they're down there, but they've had the new manager bounce and they've won 5 in a row or whatever. So you can't really complain about the result. Or the performance, to be fair, was a little bit better.
Yeah, it was definitely better.
We ended the month on a high, and hopefully they'll take that into consideration going forward. But as you know, I'm not the most optimistic about that.
No.
So we played 5, all of them in League 2, of course, 2 at home, 3 away. We won 1, drew 1, lost 3 for a 4-point return from a possible 15, and we scored 4 and conceded 10. So conceded 2 a game, scored less than 1 a game.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not one for the, sort of, patting myself on the back and all that. But let's just have a little look here.
So last month, what did you say?
So last month I predicted we would get 4 points, which is exactly what we got. And I predicted that we should. I said Bristol Rovers away are absolutely dire, so we should win. That didn't happen. I said Barnet will probably finish above us, and they've got a manager who lets them play football, so they'll probably beat us.
Yeah.
Salford was postponed. I expected them to batter us, as I do next month. Grimsby they're our playoff rivals. They're on fire going into the month, so I didn't see us getting anything. We did get a point.
Yep.
MK Dons the most potent attack in the league under Paul Warne. Probably the only people who can push Bromley. That hasn't quite come true, but I see them battering us, and they did.
Yep.
Shrewsbury, Appleton's just left, so they'll probably get a new manager bounce that will hopefully just about run out by the time we play them, and it's a derby, so we'll have that in our favour, and that's what happened, and we got the result against them.
Nice.
So, yeah. Good stuff.
That's less than a third of the available points that we got, isn't it? Like, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're listening and you're a bit down in the dumps, just let this, soothe your heart a little bit. I predicted the exact number of points and basically how the whole thing would unfold, so that's pretty good. Other than that, I know it's probably a bit shit for you, but take that. You can cuddle that up in bed. Stay warm. And if you're thinking about having a bet, if you're thinking about having like an acre of all of Walsall's results across the month,
podcast, mate.
Just come on, hit me up and I'll sort you out. Incidentally, I read quite a nice article in the BBC going into the Shrewsbury game. So this is just going into the Shrewsbury game.
Yeah.
We played quite well, but I don't think it's changed these stats that I saw probably. So going into that game, per the BBC, we had the third worst chance creation in League Two.
Oh, God.
Only 2 teams create less chances in the entire division, and the worst possession stats in the entire pyramid.
Oh
in the professional game. Well, I shouldn't say that because some National League teams are professional. In the 92. Yeah, so including the Premier League. So think about all the teams like Wolves are really struggling in the Premier League, aren't they? Oh, God. Vale, it's been a tough season for them in League Two.
Even they've got better possession.
Sorry, in League One. The Newport and that, they're the bottom of League Two.
Yeah. The bottom.
Championship. Sheffield Wednesday have got like 5 players that exist. They're like minus 18 or whatever on points at the rock bottom of the Championship. They have the ball more than us when they're playing against teams like Ipswich or whatever. So basically, I'm being led to believe that this is a promotion team, and no other team has the ball at their feet less than us in the entire division.
Let that sink in, people.
Ooh, sorry, the entire 4 leagues. So
that is insane.
But before the results started going against us, the response would be, no, but you don't, or that possession don't win title, does it? Mate, I mean, come on. I'm not saying we need to be Man City or whatever, but
playing football,
could you be in the middle of it at least? Could you be like, I don't know, the 70th of percent, not the 92nd? Do you have to be 92nd out of 92 teams?
Jesus Christ.
I just don't believe
even
that
teams
you
that
can win the league like that.
Like, aren't Swansea already relegated, or someone's already relegated?
Sheffield
Wednesday, sorry, I knew it was an S. But and they
still
have the ball more than us. Insane.
Newport and Harrogate and these teams in our league that are all scrapping for their lives, they have the ball more than us.
If that doesn't prove that Sadler ball is a thing where he doesn't want possession, he actively tells them to smash it out, try and get it to the big guy, and then or pick up the pieces from when the opposition make a mistake. That's his number one tactic. That's it. You know what I mean? He's got to change. Obviously, we've seen some flashes of football in this month, but we've just been saying this again and again. We're trying to pick out bits of good performances. It doesn't seem like it's going to change.
That's the problem. My dear old mum said that the other day because we were talking about it, and I said that we played the ball all right on the ground in the first half of that Grimsby game, and we did for about half an hour of that MK game, and then we did for quite a lot of the Shrewsbury win. Yeah. Maybe he's finally learned and he's finally listening. And she was like, "You said that last season. You always say that. It's never true." And so we'll see.
Because we've got the blinders of going to all the games and following them. Your mom doesn't have that. She's looking outside her
exactly,
and she's remembering that. Oh, this is exactly the same as last year, or exactly the same as whenever when you're thinking the same thing and.
She's got that perspective to remember that, I remember you saying exactly that about a year ago. That's funny. I'm like, oh, God.
Because we got our blinkers on, maybe it can change. Maybe it can change.
It will change, I promise. It never will.
Oh, God. But something has changed. Something's changed, hasn't it? We've had someone leave the club.
Yeah, let's do a little news roundup. News. So, Gary Waddock left to take over at Wealdstone, probably at the behest of the Raider.
Yeah.
The Raider probably said, get that Waddock in right now, you fucking cunt. Get that Waddock in.
Get him in.
So anyway, Waddock's in, and the funny thing is he gave an interview for the club, obviously, and they asked him about, like, what can we expect from your Wealdstone team and how you're going to play in that? And he said, well, you need to press high up the pitch and win the ball. And then when you got the ball, you need to pass it around and create something. I'm paraphrasing, something along those lines.
Jesus Christ.
So I saw someone post it on Twitter.
That's why he left it.
So it definitely is Sadler then, literally.
Yeah, it's got to be Sadler.
Even the bloke who's his mind on the training ground, basically, even he's left to be like, I can't do this anymore. Like,
I
please,
just can't.
I can't do this training where it's just, we go inside and we watch an hour-long mega cut of videos of Matt Sadler heading the ball away as a defender for Birmingham with Shrewsbury. Then we go outside and he just holds it in the sort of mid-air while they kick it as far as they can. Whoever 11 players can kick it harder.
Start.
Yeah, they get to start. And they've got all stats and analytics people. They've got all them bras on and all these mad wires and that to see who's the most scientifically, who can batter it really
who can
the farthest.
absolutely smash that ball up the pitch. Come
and
on,
then they go,
let's
go in and watch an hour of sort of Rocky type montages and that about you just gotta stick together and fight
together.
Watching some Diary of a CEO podcast or whatever about it's all about that will in the heart and in the mind, and
that's it. That's
not
it.
just passing it to the bloke 5 yards away from you.
Just playing it on the floor and passing, maybe completing a pass.
So old Wadder said, you know what? I've added up to it.
I'm out.
And he's replaced by Terry Connor, who returns. The obviously famous for being at Wolves for many years. So lovely stuff.
When did we have him then? Before Gary?
We had him for a bit, yeah, but I can't remember. I feel like it was earlier this season.
I kind of want to
He had a little spell, didn't he?
Compare.
Maybe when Waddock twisted his ankle or something, or was that last year?
Oh yeah.
Something
I don't know
like
when that
happened.
was, but I do remember that happening. If that makes sense. So,
But yeah, so he's back.
I don't know.
I shouldn't see there being a massive change in style or anything.
I just pray that
maybe they'll improve a bit.
Or the players just ignore Sadler and they're like, yeah, we'll keep the ball, and then behind his back they're like, let's play some football.
Yeah,
and they're like, yeah, let's actually play some football.
And then Sadler's
And then they do, and he's like, you're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired.
The only other thing of note really was on the 13th of Feb, the bigwigs gave a statement or an interview or whatever.
Yeah,
where they talked
stiff.
about they understand the urgency that they need to improve the results.
Yeah, not urgent enough to
Not
get
that
a
urgent for
sick new
MK
manager.
to not manner us, but
Yeehaw.
Yeah.
God knows.
So anyway, that was the news. Player of the month on 3. I've got an interesting one for you. Well, I don't even really. It should be pretty obvious.
All right then.
3 and then go.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Presley. Yeah.
I went Priestley.
Did I say Presley? I meant Priestley.
Priestley. I was going to say, I don't think Aaron Presley's had that good of a month. He's been pretty average.
No.
Priestley Farquharson has had a very
Insane,
interesting
man.
month.
Yeah.
For good
I
and
can't
bad.
lie. He's been very night and day, but most of the time I think he's more night. So he's gave me a lot more joy this month, but up until
And
now,
a lot
I
of,
was quite a hater.
A lot
I'm
of
not gonna
sorrow, I
lie.
think.
Yeah.
I think basically it's just a sign of how shit we are, really, that the hell that we're in, that he's the best player this month, because Carney's goals have dried up a bit. We've scored 4 in total. 3 of them have been from Priestley, and Presley got the other one.
Yep.
So it turns out when you just hope that the wonder kid Loney scores every goal from 25 yards and then he has an off month, you're a bit fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the case. But he scored 3 goals. So he is probably the best player of the month for that reason.
He's the striker of the month.
He's our best striker. He's had some moments where he's sort of been marauding from deep and passing it and that as well. So there's been moments where it looks like if you let him, he might not be a massive donkey if you let him.
Yeah.
But the problem is a lot of the time I think he's
I feel like he's being told to
play those long, accurate balls over the top, which obviously end up just going out for throws and going to no one.
and going to the opposition, obviously.
That's what he does
their
for the most part.
Possession. Yeah, well, maybe he's just told to. The thing is, when he's on the training ground, he's massive, so he can keep the ball really far and really high.
It.
So he obviously has to.
And
start.
he knows Sadler will take him out if he don't show his true long kicking ability.
Yeah.
But obviously he's had some ups and downs in the month. The down being that Instagram post where he basically said like, "Oh, shut your noise and get behind the boys," after he got criticised for his Pokemon love.
Yeah.
We're talking about this at the MK game. Like,
Crazy.
obviously, I think it is daft to care about him playing Pokemon cards or whatever in his spare time or having a
it's
channel or
obviously
whatever.
stupid,
That's dumb. Like,
That
I
does
don't
not
care what he
affect
does.
anyone's football. How's that going to
Yeah.
affect your football?
what do you want him to do? Just watch football 24/7 or
Just go on
watch
port,
tape
just
or whatever.
sleep,
or
basically, in
just
between
go on
training.
runs. Like, he has a
Yeah.
life as well.
Yeah, of
And
course.
that's fine. But when you get basically one div or two divs going at you on Twitter or whatever about it, the response isn't to then go on Instagram and basically slate all the fans
Yeah,
and then shush them
mental.
after the game and stuff, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
insane.
that sort of
I don't. Yeah.
us against us mentality that Sadler likes to breed, and because Sadler's always chipping off about the fans. Again, no idea how he keeps his job. It's
Takes no.
it's insanity.
No accountability and blames anything on the fans.
He's been doing it for years now. Last year, when we fell short, it was because of the fans. We didn't stick together. We didn't get behind them.
Yeah, we didn't get behind him. You know what I mean?
And the same thing now.
Yeah,
That
12
interview where he
man.
talked about instant gratification. I mean, God, this guy needs
Mhm.
he needs things that we can't talk about on this podcast.
He's lost, man. He's lost it.
And Priestley is
How the
obviously
hell do the Americans
a follower of that.
Man? I don't
No
get it,
idea.
man.
They love it. I think for some reason. I mean, you'd think they'd be like. I mean, normally it's all about optics and PR and that.
Yeah,
He'd be
yeah.
getting sacked, but they're just like, nah, keep bashing the fans, man. It's good.
Yep.
And the
exactly.
players sort of obviously follow that lead, or at least some of them are, which is never a good idea, man. I mean, come on, how stupid! Everyone knows you never do that. But
oh, I don't know.
we
It's
pay
insane.
our hard-earned money way more than we should to watch inarguably, statistically, the most boring team in the entire pyramid.
100% because we don't have the ball.
We
Like,
never
you
actually
don't
have
see
the
us
ball.
play football.
You're
Out of
watching the
92.
opposition, basically.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
yeah.
it is. If
Someone-
you're a Walsall fan, you watch other teams.
Yeah. Literally, someone said that on Twitter or something as well, and they were just like, "I pay a season ticket to watch other teams play football and us try and play football." You know what I mean? It's just
Or to try and
mental.
hide, basically.
But
and cower.
just try and defend. Try as well,
And
being the main thing. 'Cause
It's just,
we're letting in so many goals.
it's so depressing.
Oh, man.
And then when you're doing that, and you get a bit of criticism from one or two fans, which, like I said, was daft, but you don't respond to that by digging out the fans who are paying your wages and you're overpaid to start with. It's
mental, man.
so yeah, month of ups and downs for Priestley Farquharson, but
So
such is
strange.
our situation. He gets Player of the Month because that's where we're at. Yeah.
What a month, guys.
All right, let's do some
Strapping.
talking points. First things first, the win over Shrewsbury. Is it? You can guess where I'm going to come down on this, but is it actually a sign that we're
Yeah.
going to turn the corner and have a strong finish, or is it another false dawn where it papers over the cracks and then in the end we're just slumped to mid-table?
Yeah, I'm forever kind of hopeful, so I'm always going to be like, I'm seeing the best in it and I'm hoping for the best and all that. But yeah, my realistic and more experienced Walsall fan heart says that nothing's going to change. And that was more of the fact that there were 1,600 fans there and Sadler's thinking my job's probably done if I don't win this. And actually let him play, you know what I mean? Or maybe he has been forced into, but then he's just going to go back. Oh, I don't know, man. I really don't know.
Maybe the owners have had a word and said, like, come
I'm
on.
praying.
I mean, this is a laughing stock at this point. Just play football at least. You know what I mean? And then maybe we'll give you some more time. But
Yeah.
Who
Let's
knows?
hope that is the case.
it was a good win. It was a good performance. And you hope, obviously, that, because the point is, there's the people on, our Twitter, which used to be sort of happy clappers versus boo boys, and now pretty much everyone's a boo boy.
Yeah.
But the one,
Definitely.
in the time before, you'd get that a lot, that like, oh, you're just hoping that we lose, so Sadler goes. And I'm not going to lie, there is a slight part of you that does that.
Yeah.
And it's not because you want the team to lose. It's like, if we lose like 5 in a row now, they can get rid of him, give us enough time to get someone in and then get in the playoffs.
Hopefully claw back into the playoffs.
But the point is, I think at this point, there's no point doing that because they've proven there's basically nothing he can do to lose his job, at least this season.
It seems like it, yeah.
If we finish mid-table, maybe they'd make a change in the summer. I mean,
Surely.
the fact that we're saying maybe, then they must.
The
But
fact we're saying maybe is so depressing.
we thought that last season, so
Mm.
you never know. So there's really no point like rooting. All we can do is pray that we have turned a corner and that we're going to go on a run now and finish strong, because
they ain't going to get rid of him.
They
So
ain't
now
gonna
we've
get
got,
rid of
we
him. There's
actually
no
just
point
have to
hoping for
just
that.
get behind him. That is actually so true. Now we just actually have to get behind him. That sucks, man.
And
That
it's
sucks.
because I mean,
what
part
it
of me is just like I would have rather us lost that Shrewsbury game and the Grimsby one maybe, and then if we lost all 5 in that month, maybe he'd be gone now. We'd be 3 points less off, but we'd be going into the last 3 months of the season with another manager and a chance to go on a really good run and finish strong. But that didn't happen. So now all we can do is hope that finally, after like 2.5 years, he's finally realised that having the worst possession in the entire game, that creating the only teams who create less chances than you are literally getting relegated.
Yep.
Maybe he's decided we should create some chances goals. And we should pass the ball and try. But
I'm praying.
Fingers crossed.
Oh God, man. Jesus.
Anyway. So, one thing I want to... We've already sort of covered the Priestley and Sadler chirping out and Flint chirping a little bit as well. I saw a Flint interview. He's getting quite unpopular on the terraces.
I didn't
you
actually.
might notice he's getting a lot of abuse.
He's super frustrated though as well. I don't blame him in a way because...
Yeah, I
saw that he it was in the second half and he was kind of close to goal and he just boots the goal.
He missed a chance or something, didn't he? And then he kicked the goalpost.
It's absolutely.
He is angry, but I think again he did a little interview where he chirped up and said it's nothing to do with the system. The system was great in August, September, and October. We've just got to play better and blah blah blah. And I was like, I think you're a bit dumb there, bro. Like the system didn't necessarily work in them months. We overachieved. People hadn't figured it out somehow, even though it's been happening all of last season. I mean, it's not hard to figure out.
He's under the.
There's nothing to figure out. You just
nothing.
cower and hide, and then hopefully Carnu scores a 25-yard goal, or you get a flick on from a corner or something. There is no system.
But it's easy for Flint to say that as well, if you think about it, because our defence it has actually been good.
That's the only way Sadler can win
not
games,
till recently, but exactly. So from Flint's perspective, he's part of the system. He's fine, you know what I mean? And
until these last few months.
has been working until these last few months.
And I think his argument is, we're letting in more goals and stuff. So it's our fault. We've got to be better and stuff. And it's like, bro, but you're putting too much pressure on yourself there. Like, there are going to be times where you do concede. I mean, at this point now, we've been conceding to a game for 2 months. On average. So it's like, unless you start trying to play football, because you need to score 3 goals a game if we're going to win any of these games.
It can't be all on the defence, and that, again, is how Sadler wants to play it.
But that's how he'll look at it. He'll get on the training ground and no, we need to go back to conceding 0 goals a game. That's sustainable. That isn't sustainable. God. It doesn't matter how good your defence is. It can't happen. Little things will happen. There'll be a free kick on the edge of the area. There'll be a little accidental, like an own goal or whatever. You can have a strong defence, but you can't assume you're going to concede 0 goals a game on average. It's never going to happen.
He can't play all for that, you know what I mean? That's all he's playing for, trying to not concede.
I just feel like the noise is coming out the club, other than the owners, because obviously they feel like they have to say, like, we understand the fans' concerns and the urgency or whatever.
Yeah, literally.
But I feel like the others are really a bit too chirpy. They're getting way too confident with themselves. Like, back in the day, you would have seen, how many interviews have you seen with managers where they've said stuff like, the fans pay their money, they've got their right to say whatever they want, you know what I mean? It's not my decision whether I stay in my job, I just got to do my job and hopefully improve and hopefully they'll give me time, whatever. But you don't say stuff
ridiculous.
Like, the problem is in today's society, this instant gratification culture, people just want things straight away. Or the system's actually great, we just need to play better. Or shut your noise and get behind the boys. You don't say any of these things.
Yeah, you don't say any of that, man.
Who's doing their PR?
Nobody, evidently, like they just think they're just you know what I mean? They're just
well,
like,
maybe the multimedia manager
anywhere.
who appeared on Radio WM the other day and talked about how I think one of the fans asked him basically like, do you think we could criticise Sadler maybe? And he's like, oh yeah, I remember when you used to call in and moan because we weren't winning by enough goals. And I'm like, you are. So let me get this straight now. Not even just the players and the managers, Now, you're just a Twitter guy or whatever. You do the social media and you do them interviews on YouTube or whatever. We're paying your wages now as well. God knows how much he's on. And you are chirping back at the fans now, taking the piss out. He got roasted on Twitter, obviously. He's despised. Then he comes out, does his whole apology or whatever. What is this? Well, it makes sense when they're the kind of people in charge of the message.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the rhetoric.
I mean, what is going on? Normally, the club's whole thing is about, we're so, you're the fans. This is all because of you.
They want us
We're sorry. We're trying to.
What are you going to do when we all don't buy season tickets next year?
Yeah, and we ain't, bro.
And we're not going to as well.
I'm not buying
if this
the early
carries
bird.
on. No way.
You can suck.
And that's
my
when they'll be like,
toes.
"Oh no, come back, please." Well, it's too fucking late then.
Too late, bro. No early bird, and
Change
probably no even at all season ticket.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Because we need to start voting with our wallets, man. We need to let them know that you can't take the piss out of us like this. We're watching the most diabolical football. Nothing happens. And we lose as well. It's one thing if you win and it's shit.
It's not
you
even...
lose, it's shit. You get laughed at and mocked by the entire fucking pyramid for being bottlers.
Yep.
And then the people whose wages you're paying are all factors of the club on the pitch behind the scenes are basically roasting you on the radio and in interviews and shit. Get a grip, man. Oh my God. There's the toxic culture at this club.
Yeah, it's just
They all
horrifying.
need to give their head a wobble. The manager, half the squad. And even the people behind the scenes who are running the socials and the media strategy.
Yeah.
It's like, get a grip. You need to reduce the head size a little bit and realise that you're only there because of us.
Literally, all of you, players,
Crazy.
managers, staff, you will not have a job, and your club, you know what I mean? You're in a sinking ship if you're going to keep just blaming it on us, you know what I mean? Because it's nothing to do with us, in fact, you know what I mean? You saw what we brought away at Shrewsbury, you know what I mean? And statistically, we've got something to moan about now, you know what I mean? You've read those stats out about us having the least possession and some of the worst chance creation. Like it's there in black and white. BBC are publishing it, you know what I mean? It's not just opinion, it's not just hearsay, it's not the fans just moaning out of nowhere. It's real, you know what I mean? And you need to get real, or we're gonna slip down the table, we're gonna finish mid-table, and then
like you said, it's every factor of it. Fans can take one or two of the factors or whatever, but we're talking about, we've said this so many times, but I read that quote on Twitter earlier in the season about when it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. Bollocks. It's always bad, even if you're winning. Yeah,
he said that on WM as well, and I was like, no, it's not.
Even when we were winning, it was still trash.
Yeah, 100%.
It was garbage.
It's lucky, terrible football, but we're still, you know what I mean? We're not conceding, which is great, but we're barely creating anything. We're relying on Kanu.
Once or twice a game, there'll be a breakaway, and Kanu will get on the end of it and score. And when that's
still
happening,
lucky chance.
You're like, okay, fair enough, but you can't.
Fair enough, but it's still not good. It's still not entertaining. Yeah.
You can't have the balls hardly ever in play because you're having constant drinks breaks and throw-ins and shit because you watch about 45 minutes of the 90, right? And we're paying hundreds of pounds for this. 45 minutes of the 90, the ball's in play, something daft like that, something obscene.
Yeah.
When the ball is in play, they've got it the entire time. You don't win any games. You lose all of your games. And then they come out and say, you need to get behind the team. It's your fault
essentially.
For basically
your
giving us shit.
Expectations are high and all this.
And I'm supposed to see all four of them. I could take it if the football was shit. I could maybe take it even if the results were shit, but they were taking accountability,
they were like,
praising us and apologising and shit.
I mean, they do still praise us. At the end of every interview, they're like, the fans are amazing, but it doesn't feel like... It feels like you're just saying that because you literally have to at this point.
Yeah, and then as soon as they get the chance to say what they actually think, they all chirp.
Yep. Exactly.
And they're chirping up about, I just think it's absolutely wild strategy. And it is really troubling. I mean, that honestly, that WM after the MK game, I thought was really frustrating in a lot of ways. You've got the host on there who... He kept saying, you know what I mean? Like, we can criticise Matt, but don't get personal. I mean, trust me, he's a really nice guy. Yeah. And I remember saying on Twitter, he ain't even, though. This whole thing about, but he's absolute garbage, but he's a nice guy, so at least be nice to him. I won't even go that far yet. He isn't even a nice guy. Last year, he was saying, get behind the boys, like, why is everyone so fractured and that? Again, blaming us. Then he's saying, we want instant gratification. Because after 3 fucking years of shit, we're not overjoyed. How is that a nice guy? It's a little fucking clapbacky little sort of petulant little teenager. No. That's not a nice guy. A nice guy would be saying, the fans have got genuine concerns. We can't keep the ball. We need to be better at
something. Yeah. I don't think he's ever said, I'm going to change
I
anything.
am bad at things. I am fallible.
He's never took any accountability for anything, you know what I mean?
How is that a nice guy, bro? What the fuck?
He either glazes over it, he glazes the opposition and says how good they are, or we played well, but it didn't fall for us, and blah blah blah. Just lame excuses every time.
I'm not saying you need to be out there like self-flagellating every interview, you know what I mean? But maybe a couple of like candid moments where you could just say like, you've seen that so many times. You've seen even the likes of Pep Guardiola.
I was going to say, like,
standing there with like
managers,
scratch
like,
marks on his head, going, I just don't know anymore.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying. I can't. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I can't do it. This guy will never ever admit that things are shit and that he is quite a lot of, maybe not the entire responsibility.
Be 90% though, I'd say.
I mean, at least come out and say it's 50 me, 50 other players, but I bear some responsibility. There's nothing like that. And then you've got this host saying, "Oh, leave off. He's a nice guy." No, he's not. Then you've got the multimedia guy going, "Oh, so, I know I used to miss your phone calls when you called in to, say that we weren't winning by enough." But anyway, the thing is about Sadler is really good.
And then they cut him off. Did you notice after that they cut the guy?
Yeah, don't let him have a chance to fire back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. They're just like, "Oh, we haven't got time." Sorry. Yeah, after oh my god, that was mad.
And then he comes, and even when he comes out on Twitter and like apologizes, it's basically one of them apologies where he's like, "I'm sorry you heard it that way, but actually I was saying that there's reason for criticism and stuff like that."
I haven't read it.
It's
but that
tough,
is insane, man. No, that's mad.
And I just think in his position, I understand it's a bit rough because he works for the club and he has to interview Sadler and stuff, so that is a bit awkward. At the same time, though, it's not like the days of Brian Clough and that where he would have been his employee. And obviously, you can't say anything about it. Yeah. It totally doesn't work like that. It's
totally different.
Him and Sadler are basically even in the way that like Sadler can't make them sack him or whatever. I don't think he has any control over that.
No,
and if he did, they'd probably be like, "Bro, you're really getting."
But that's what makes
this is
me
really
think.
styling us now. You want to get rid of the media guy.
That's what I mean. Like
he could have rightfully just said the football's terrible. I'm bored. Sack this guy. And instead, again, it's play defense for Sadler. Everything's great.
He's the man to turn it around. That's what he kept saying as well. He's the man to turn it around. I'm like, evidently not. Evidently not. Of course he's not. What are you talking about? Like, it's literally the opposite of that. Like you say, it's North Korea style propaganda. Like, literally opposite world. Like, it's mental. And
yeah, it's Orwellian at this point. Honestly, it really is, bro.
To me, it feels like you said something. Oh, what was it? It's like in Aladdin where the Jafar or whatever.
Yeah, where Jafar's got the snake on the cane thing or whatever.
Sadler's like, yeah.
And he goes,
everything's great.
My thing, it's good.
To the owners, and they're like, Sadler in.
It's true. You are turning it around.
You are the man to turn it around.
I'm doing a great job.
I'm doing a great job.
And then Boycott's like, he is doing very well.
He's doing great.
It's like he's being. It's just crazy. Honestly,
that's what I mean. It feels like Sadler owns Walsall FC, and like he's the only one that isn't.
And it is 1984.
He's not going to get sacked.
Because you've got the 2 minutes hate, the 90 minutes hate, where we all go and get to scream and boo, and that sort of like keeps us alive.
Yeah.
And then you've got the machine basically telling you like, you seem to think that last year like you bottled that 15 point. Nah, I mean it's a good year overall, really.
Finished got in the playoffs,
you know what I mean?
It's brilliant.
Don't forget, it was good. None of that happened. We've always been at war.
Yeah.
We've always been at war with Chesterfield, bro. It's fine. So
we've always been in League Two.
We've always been. Yeah, that's another thing as well. What makes you think you deserve to be in League One? You've always been in League Two.
We've always been in League Two. Just be happy.
Yeah, just get behind the boys. All right,
behind the boys. Okay. Be together. Spend your money at the club.
Spend all your money on us.
There you go.
So we can pay people to slate you on the radio. It's just what is going on, bro.
So crazy.
But anyway.
Wow.
So that was the Talking Points segment. Moo!
I think that's the most interesting Talking Point segment that we've ever done.
It's a great time to be alive.
Things really coming to a head, and it either needs to drastically change now or Sadler needs to go, but I don't think any of that's going to happen.
I think it's good overall, and we should just get behind them, really, but...
I agree.
Fixtures for March. So we were meant to have 6 in February, but we ended up having 5 because of Salford's FA Cup exploits. But we will be playing Salford this month, and we will be making 7 appearances. Very, very busy. 7 home league games, 4 at home, 3 away.
Mental.
Let's see how it's going to go down. So March 3rd, which is tomorrow night. If you're listening to this on the day of publication, we're playing at home to Fleetwood, who are just mid-table dreck, and we must win at home in style if you want me to believe that anything's changed after that Shrewsbury game. If we limp to some kind of 0-0 or, God forbid, lose, I'm sorry, man. Come on. You've got to get a grip at some point, bro. We're trying to be in the playoffs. You can't be losing at home to teams who have literally no reason to live, bro.
Yeah, they're literally just trash, and they're not going... they're
going in neither direction. Their players are just saying, why do we have to... They only have to play their games now for the authenticity or whatever of the competition to give the rest of us a chance to play out our stories. Yeah, that's the only reason they exist.
Yeah, try and stop or give us a help with our run.
Holy
because
moly.
there's nothing to play for them. It's just we need to put these teams to the sword, 100%.
However, then on Saturday, at the time of recording, March 7th, we're back at home to Notts County, and it says here in the notes in blue, it just says fucking no chance.
Oh, interesting.
Think about that.
I think that's a pretty accurate prediction. Yeah, and it's my birthday that day, and I had my heart set earlier in the season. I had my heart set on going to that match with some of the boys, but I'm actually actively avoiding it because I want my birthday to be kind of a bit better than losing to Notts County.
You got to have your heart set on it. You know what I mean? You've had your heart set on it. You've been dreaming about it for months.
Now
your heart's broken, and now instead we're going to have a nice birthday lunch.
Exactly.
For you, my birthday friend. And then catch it on the telly, eh? Have a little cry on the telly.
At least,
He's crying on the telly.
Cry behind the telly. I'm going to cry.
I remember when we used to say as well, there's a few little things we used to have right. We used to have second half FC. I know we're shit and we have 0% possession and get bad in the first half, but we always keep it 0-0 or we only lose one goal and then we come back and win 1-0 or 2-1 or whatever.
Yeah, or 2-1 or something like that. That was quite consistent.
We don't have that to cling on to anymore. That's gone.
Not at all.
Like last season, that was there for the first half, then gone. This season, first half season, now it's gone. Another one was, well, say what you want about them, about how they... end up losing to teams that are 18th and that. They always turn up when they play the big boys and that, though, at least. In a way, they're better off when we play the good teams. Not so much anymore. 2-0 loss at home to MK.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be hearing that narrative we're going to beat Notts County.
All the little quirks that we had that gave us a little bit of hope in these kind of situations has fully gone, and we just need to play football and try and win. That's it. Score goals.
It only gets better from there because after we play one team that are firmly in the playoffs and maybe even looking at trying to get in the top 3, Notts County, then we play Salford away on March 10th, who are a little bit of bottlers themselves. They've lost 4 of the last 6 and won the other 2.
Yeah.
But again, they're one of the better teams in the league. They're in and around the playoffs, and I expect Carl Robinson to run rings around Sadler.
Yeah,
and that will be another nice defeat, I think.
Oh, man.
March 14th, then we go away again to Crewe, who are again right there in the playoffs.
Oh, God.
These are the teams we're trying to dislodge, so we're not playing any shit after Fleetwood. It's just endless bangers, basically. Banger. Good stuff. March 17th, Cambridge at home. Almost certainly going up automatically. One of the best teams in the league.
Jesus.
And it says here in blue, fucking no chance. What does that mean?
That reminds me of another game that's happening soon, and
it actually says that for Notts County, Crewe, and Cambridge.
Wow!
Because with Notts and Cambridge, I just see battering us and just being way better.
Yeah.
Crewe away, because we're away. I think that will. Otherwise, I think it's fairly evenly matched.
I don't know why. I don't know what it is, man. I think Sadler and the players just know there's a whole stadium full of people that are just like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, so at least when they go away, it's only like 1,000 of them doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully they get drowned out by the home fans, but they never do, so they can't escape, really. Can't escape the hate. March 21st, we come back home against Newport, who are obviously probably the worst team in the league, but they're battling for their lives. They're only 2 points from safety. The relegation scrap's very feisty down there. So it says here, must win or fold the club. But probably won't.
Or just sell up. Just sell up, man.
So that's good.
Make it a Poundland.
So we've got to try and beat them, even though they've got everything to play for. Then we end the month, March 28th, away at Cole-U, who, like Fleetwood, are mid-table trash with nothing to play for. That's at the time of recording, so obviously there's a whole month to go. I mean, knowing our luck, they'll probably be like 9th by then, and they're right in the battle for the playoffs. But who knows, by then we might not even be in. We'll be like 14th ourselves and out of it anyway, so maybe it won't matter. But assuming we're up there, hopefully Colchester remain, pretty mid and with nothing to play for.
Yeah, let's hope so. But yeah, we definitely need to win that as well. It's going to be such a tough month.
Yeah, it's extremely tough. Oh yeah, when we at the end of last month when we predicted how many points it would be, and could say that was exactly right. I asked you, do you see us being in the top 7 by the end of the month, and we both said no, and
that was also
we
correct.
are not.
We are 10th as it stands.
This month, I'm predicting from these 7 games, I think we will win 2 and lose 5.
Yeah.
The way I think it'll go is I think we'll beat Fleetwood and Colchester either side of losing 5 in a row against all the teams who have something to play for. So that's Notts County, Salford, Crewe and Cambridge, who are all of our rivals for the playoffs, and then Newport, who are in the relegation scrap. I actually think we'll lose all 5 of those, but we'll win the one before and after to pick up 6 points from a possible 21. And I think by that point, we'll be 13th or 14th in the table, and the season will be over. And Sadler may have been sacked as they look to start a new chapter for next season. That's what I think will happen.
Hope so.
The last
Because
part is the one
so
I'm least
far,
sure about, the Sadler part.
Yeah. But if we drift so far, if that happens and we drift so far, because there's obviously no dream of getting into the playoffs with Sadler, so yeah, maybe they would change the manager to just warm him in with this the back end of this season, because we've got nothing to play for.
Just to sort of make sure we don't end that toxic, so that we can try and get a little bit of positivity going into
probably
next
sales.
Pre-season.
Most thing for them, sales. They're thinking
exactly.
If we keep this guy who's
improve the season tickets.
got us mid-table, and we're just destined for mid-table now, and keep him. You know what I mean? It's going to be so toxic. So who knows what's going to happen? But I'll go with. I'll chuck a couple draws in there on a hopeful vibe, and go for 8 points from 21, which is still awful, obviously. And I don't know how we're gonna, even if we play outstanding football, like we're against some teams that are just better than us when we're amazing. So how? I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're teams that are better than us when we win games how we used to.
Yeah.
But if we actually play good football and match them and actually try, then anything's possible. But I'm so sick of just these false dawns and pretending that these things can happen. I mean, we did it all of second half of last season. We've done it now for 3 months. We're here, or more, and it's hard to be positive. I hope I'm wrong this time.
Yeah,
and that we get more than 6 points from 21. And I hope
this is what we say every month as well.
I hope he's in a job. I hope we win 7 in a row. We pass the ball on the ground. We become this revelation. And everyone's going, God, Sadler's.
That's what I mean about people
completely revolutionised
about the thing when he was like, "Oh, nice guy," and I was just like, that doesn't mean a single thing. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, he can be the nicest or most horrible person. Just play football and win games. That's all I ask, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
if he plays football and win games,
you know what I mean?
He can still go mad at the fans and whatever I don't care, you know what I mean?
Just try, and you don't need to win every game, and you don't need to get a result from every game, and you don't need to have superior possession in every game. Sometimes it could just be, say, you play Notts County and they're just too good, and you're trying to get the ball off them, but you can't, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine, but
playing football is the main thing.
The amount of times Farquharson or Weir will have the ball, or Flint, it's even worse when he has it. And they're not even challenged. They're not even hoofing it up the pitch because they're under pressure.
Getting closed down,
That's just what they elect to do.
I've got the ball, maybe not even look up and see who's available, just hoof it, man.
And you've got your wing back right there to pass to. You've got a midfielder here. And that's a choice that they make because, again, it must be the game plan.
And the only bright spells of our matches, literally just stop doing that. Our only bright spells are when they don't do that, and it does go to the wingers, and and we do play it on the ground. That's the only times of a match where we look like we're going to do anything.
He's going to need to play like that for 90 minutes from now on. If
they say they watch the games back and they analyse how we've played, how are they not seeing it? Like, he's lying to himself, he's lying to the players. Like, how are you watching our performances and then going, let's do that again? You know what I mean? Like, we're not changing. Like
is it a fitness issue? It can't be.
No, it can't
I said, the ball's only moving for half the game.
So how?
I mean, how tired can you be? That maybe is that the game plan, that we need to reserve our energy, try and hang on for the first 60 or whatever,
and then go,
and then it goes wrong when we're 2-0 down. But it would have been fine if we'd been 0-0, because then we go and it's fine, and then we go at them. But I don't think every other team can do that 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, they defend still. Of course they do, and they clear the ball. I'm not daft. You don't have to. I'm not saying you can't clear the ball on that. Of course you can. I'm saying if you're coming out, if Miles Roberts rolls the ball to you and you're 20 yards from your own goal and there's not a fucking cunt near you, do you need, is it necessary to launch it to their 18-yard box? I don't think it has to be done.
Yeah.
Other teams don't do that. They actually pass it to each other.
Exactly.
It's just, I don't understand. It's weird.
And that's what we were always saying, it's got to be down to Sadler. Gary Waddock's left because he couldn't stand the football. When we're screaming at the players,
theoretically,
like audibly, you can hear people, us included, in the crowd shouting, "Get it down, get it out faster, play it on the floor."
Get it on the floor.
And the players, you see them click, you see them hear that and go, "Yeah, the Sadler spell's been broken," and my brain works like an actual footballer again.
God,
because have you noticed all the players that leave this club? Yeah, exactly. It's like the spell's broken because the fans gone, "Oh, on the floor," and they're like, "Yeah, oh shit, yeah." I can play it on the floor.
That's true. I forgot that was legal in the laws of the game.
Yeah, that's football, actually. I'm a football player. I've just got Sadler going, in the air, to the big man.
Yeah, you can't grow up wanting to, that's what you want to do, is just get into football to just hoof it up the pitch.
Exactly.
And then wrestle with the defender. And then if you're a winger or a midfielder, just don't bother being on the pitch.
Just run up and down. Just run up and down. Maybe try and close someone.
That can't be what you want to do.
Yeah.
But
it definitely can't
enough
be.
moaning about it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll go well in March. But I got to say, man, I mean, if you looked at them, if you thought it looked sticky in February, which again, I don't think many people did. I think they looked at the table and just thought, oh, it's all shit. I saw then that was going to be a tough month. It came out exactly as tough as I thought it would be. If you're looking at this and you're not thinking, oh my God, this looks terrible, then I don't know what to tell you. But hopefully we'll be wrong. I mean, they're capable. The players themselves are good enough to win all these games, but it's just whether or not they will be allowed to try and whether it will go right. And there's a lot of ifs in there, obviously. Even if it does go right, they're all good teams, most of them. It's not easy. Even if we play well and we try, that don't guarantee a win away at Salford or at home to Notts County. But, you know, we just got to hope. But anyway, another cheery. Thanks for listening to another cheery episode of Poundland to Paradise. You can join us on Spotify, YouTube, Insta, Twitter, TikTok. We're everywhere. Give us a shout. You can see my hate tweets at Craig Sporticos. Joe, you want to give out any of your personal?
You can't see my tweets because I don't do any of them because I can't be asked.
If you want to come and, challenge me, which happens quite a lot, to be fair. I get a lot of... I got a quote tweet the other day from someone being like, oh, yeah. Look at these clowns. They're quite a clowns wherever in our fan base. And my tweet's like, I hope we will try and be good. Fucking look at these clowns. Fucking, and you think it's Sadler. It ain't Sadler, it's Trivella. Sadler's sick. You're like, oh, yeah, bro.
It's Trivella because they haven't sacked Sadler.
That's the only thing I'll say about Trivella, right?
Yeah, the only thing we can say about Trivella that's bad.
And I don't work for Trivella. Like, look, the wage bill's like mid-table, I think, compared to the other teams. Fine. People keep harping on that. That's fair enough, fine. Yeah. I wish it was bigger. They should invest more. I agree. They shouldn't get no flack. But don't try and claim that this team is so shit because they've done wisely with their money to assemble a good squad that is capable.
Our budget, this is the best team with that budget, in my opinion, definitely of players. Yeah, 100%.
And it's not like the reason that Sadler don't get to win any games is because, like, say when we end up finishing 14th, well, that's where the wage bill is. That's just how it evens out. And it's like there are managers capable of getting more out of that wage bill. Yeah. They've got as much out of it as they can on paper in terms of putting together who's in there, who's in the squad. And now you just have to go out. I mean, look what they did for the first 3 months of the season. They were top of the league. Yeah. So you can't tell me that they aren't very good. They obviously are.
Exactly.
You know.
We got found out. Anyway,
if you want to hear some takes like that and you want to quote tweet them and say, you thick cunt, then challenge me. And I'll have a little Twitter love with you.
Let's go.
And follow us on there. Share us everywhere. Tell everyone, we're the resistance.
We are the resistance. We're leading the resistance.
We're out here trying to change lives.
Let's go.
And
we need regime change. We need to
we need some regime change, bro. Can we get some bombs over here?
The Americans always love regime change. I don't know why Sadler's still in the job.
You remember when they were doing that thing where the right wingers were saying something like when he did Venezuela, Trump, come and take us over and that because we've got like a rogue leader in Starmer or whatever.
Yeah.
Trump, we've got to come and help us, bro. Sadler is a rogue leader.
Yeah.
And he's got
He
like a
won't leave.
media machine
He won't
behind him.
leave, yeah, he's got a propaganda machine.
He's a
behind him.
dictator. He'll never leave. Please depose him, bro.
Yeah, please. Bro.
Come
on,
in,
man.
get Steve Bruce from like a helicopter rappelling down. to
Drop
take
him
over.
down into the middle of the pitch, and he's like, "Yeah, let's go." All the fans are like, "Yeah, let's go.
We love it.
Come on." More fans flood in. You get more money. Let's go.
Dean Keats, next manager, please. Let's go. Get Sadler out. Get Keatsy in. Boom.
Let's go.
And peace.
Peace.